What if the most devastating prophecy of all time is about to be fulfilled, not by war or disaster, but by a single building? Hidden in the ancient scrolls of prophets and seers lies a secret. The construction of the Third Temple is more than a religious event. It is a countdown, a silent, inevitable trigger that, once activated, will set the final prophecies of Revelation into unstoppable motion. Today, as plans move forward behind closed doors, we stand closer than ever to a moment the world has long feared, and few truly understand. If you seek to uncover forbidden mysteries hidden beneath centuries of silence, subscribe and join us on this journey into the unknown. For centuries, whispers of an ancient prophecy have echoed through sacred halls and forbidden scrolls. The rebuilding of the Third Temple is not merely a religious ambition. It is the catalyst of the final chapter of human history. In the depths of the book of Daniel and the visions of Revelation, the temple reappears as a dark omen, a structure destined to rise again, not as a beacon of peace, but as a trigger for chaos. And forces shall be mustered by him, and they shall defile the sanctuary fortress. Then they shall take away the daily sacrifices, and place there the abomination of desolation. Daniel 11, verse 31. The Third Temple is foretold to become the center of a global spiritual confrontation. It is where, according to prophecy, deception will be enthroned. It is where ultimate betrayal will unfold. But the prophecies are not just ancient myths trapped in dusty manuscripts. Today, they breathe with renewed urgency. Movements, leaders, and hidden societies push quietly but persistently toward making this vision a reality. The blueprint for the end has already been drawn, and stone by stone, it prepares to rise. The first temple, built by King Solomon, stood as the dwelling place of the divine on earth, a monument of unimaginable splendor, housing the Ark of the Covenant, and serving as the beating heart of ancient Israel. It was more than stone and gold. It was a bridge between heaven and earth until it fell. In 586 BC, the Babylonians tore it down, leaving only smoke and shattered faith in its place. A trauma so profound that it reshaped Jewish prophecy forever. Decades later, the Second Temple rose under Zerubbabel, later expanded by King Herod into a structure of unimaginable grandeur. Yet again, it was destined to fall. In 70 AD, the Roman legions of Titus crushed the Second Temple into dust, fulfilling the somber words of Jesus. Not one stone here will be left upon another. Every one will be thrown down. Matthew 24, verse 2. Both destructions were more than historical tragedies. They were prophetic ruptures, signals to the faithful that divine judgment had descended. And yet, the scriptures whispered of a third temple, a final sanctuary whose rise would mark not hope, but the approach of the end. The ruins of the past are not relics. They are warnings. While the world looks elsewhere, the groundwork for the Third Temple is being laid. Quietly, persistently, and with chilling precision, organizations like the Temple Institute in Jerusalem have already recreated sacred vessels, priestly garments, and even the altar for sacrifices. Architectural plans have been drawn. Priests, descended from the ancient line of Aaron, are being trained once again to perform rituals that have not been seen for 2,000 years. This is no longer the realm of dreams or prophecies locked in ancient scrolls. It is real. It is happening now. In hidden corridors of political and religious power, alliances are being forged. Negotiations are whispered behind closed doors, seeking not only permission but opportunity. The Dome of the Rock, a sacred site for Muslims, stands where the temple must rise. Its presence is an obstacle, one that some believe could be removed under the right circumstances, perhaps through conflict, disaster, or a grand political bargain. Those moving the pieces do not announce themselves. Their agenda is veiled in secrecy and prophecy alike. And when the stones are finally laid, it will not be for peace. It will be for the final stage of a story written long before any of us were born. The Third Temple is not merely a monument to faith. It is a catalyst, the silent ignition point for the final unraveling of the world. According to the prophecies, the Third Temple will become the stage for the ultimate deception. It is there that the abomination of desolation, spoken of by Daniel and echoed by Jesus, will take place. A figure of immense power will enter the sanctuary, not to honor the divine, but to proclaim himself as God. He will oppose and will exalt himself over everything that is called God or is worshipped, so that he sets himself up in God's temple, proclaiming himself to be God. 2 Thessalonians 2, verse 4. The presence of the temple is not a symbol of victory for the faithful. It is a sign that the final confrontation between good and evil is imminent. Once rebuilt, the temple will not stand as a beacon of hope. It will be seized, defiled, and transformed into the epicenter of the Great Tribulation. The sacrifices will resume, but they will not save. The worship will rise, but it will be twisted. The third temple is a gateway, not to heaven, but to the final judgment. And once the threshold is crossed, there will be no turning back. The signs are no longer hidden in ancient texts alone. They are unfolding before our very eyes. In Jerusalem, movements grow louder, gathering the resources, the artifacts, the political will necessary for the third temple to rise. Tension simmered just beneath the surface, waiting for the spark that could ignite the final phase. Every negotiation, every conflict, every shift in power moves the world closer to a moment already written. The sacrifices can be resumed at any time. The structure itself, once thought impossible, now teeters on the edge of reality. And with it, the timeline of prophecy accelerates. For the day of the Lord is near, and it will come as destruction from the Almighty. Joel 1, verse 15. The temple's reconstruction will not usher in peace. It will summon a storm unlike anything humanity has ever seen. The Great Tribulation, the rise of the deceiver, the battle for the soul of the world. The clock has been ticking quietly in the background, but now its toll grows louder. The final countdown has already begun.